Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel The Intellect Zone. So this is the 7th video of our O-level computer science lecture series. In order to get a better understanding about our O-level computer science lecture series, make sure to go and watch the O-level computer science introduction video that we have uploaded in our YouTube channel. So without any more further delays, let's hop into the 6th chapter. So the 6th chapter is named Memory and Data Storage. In this chapter we will be talking about file formats, memory, storage and many more. The diagram above presents all the file formats that we will be going through in this chapter. The first file format is the MIDI file format. The MIDI file format is associated with the storage of music files. MIDI files are not music and does not contain any sounds. This file format is a communications protocol that uses asynchronous data transmission. A MIDI file consists of a list of commands that instructs a device how to produce a particular sound or musical note. Each and every MIDI file contains a status byte, velocity byte, pitch byte, start bit and a stop bit. The major advantage of MIDI files is that they require less amount of storage space. All these points briefly presents the structure and function of a MIDI file. The next file format is the MP3 file format. The MP3 file format uses a compression algorithm which reduces the original file size by 90%. During this reduction process, unwanted sounds are removed. MP3 files are used in MP3 players, computers, mobile phones, and many more. The key thing about MP3 files is that they use a lossy format. We will be talking about these types of formats in a while. The next file format is the MP4 file format. This file format allows the storage of multimedia files rather than just sound. Music, videos, photos, and animations can be stored in this format. Well, this is a brief understanding about this file format. Off we go to the next file format, which is the JPEG file format. The JPEG file format is similar to the MP3 file format. The major difference is that JPEG files are associated with images while MP3 files are associated with music storage. The JPEG file format uses a compression algorithm. These files use a lossy format. During this reduction process, as the file size decreases, so does its quality. Moreover, the file size of an image is determined by the image resolution. Off we go to the last file formats, which are the text and number file formats. Both the text and number file formats use a lossless file compression format. Text is stored in ASCII format. Numbers can be stored in several formats. Currency, date, time, real, and integer are these formats. Well, that was a general idea about the different types of file formats used. Now let us talk about the two different types of file compressions. The first file compression is the lossless file compression. In this compression, all the data bits from the original file are reconstructed when the file is again uncompressed. Simply what this means is that the compressed file can be changed back to the original. The next file compression is the lossy file compression. In this compression, the compressed file cannot be reconstructed back to the original. Unnecessary bits of data are permanently removed during the compression of the original file. Well, this is a brief description about these two types of file compressions. Now let us go through the next major topic, which is memory and storage. The diagram below presents the structure of this model. There are three major components. Let us now go through each one of them. Let us start off with the primary memory. The primary is separated into two categories: the RAM and the ROM. The RAM is a volatile memory which is used to store data, files, and a part of the operation system that is in use. You can read and write on the RAM. The RAM never runs out of space. It just gets slower. Moreover, the RAM is separated into two types: the dynamic RAM and the static RAM. The dynamic RAM consists of a number of transistors and capacitors. The capacitor holds the bits of information. The transistor acts like a switch. This type of RAM needs to be constantly refreshed. The static RAM does not need to be constantly refreshed. The major difference between the static and the dynamic RAM is that the static RAM is faster and it uses flip-flops rather than capacitors to hold bits of information. The dynamic RAM contains several advantages over the static RAM. The dynamic RAM is less expensive, consumes less power, and has a higher storage capacity than the static RAM. Now let us talk about the ROM, or the read-only memory. The ROM is a non-volatile memory which is used to store boot-up instructions and BIOS. The ROM can only be read. It cannot be modified like the RAM. Well, this is a general idea about the structure of the primary memory. Let us now go through the secondary memory. The secondary memory is separated into two categories: the hard disk drive and the solid-state drive. The hard disk drive is the most common method used to store data on a computer. In this drive, data is stored in a digital format on the magnetic surfaces of the disks. The HDD contains moving parts and provides very slow data access when compared to the RAM. When compared with a hard disk drive, the solid-state drive has no moving parts and does not rely on magnetic properties. Data is stored as zeros and ones in this drive. The SSD stores data by controlling the movement of electrons within non-chips. Some SSDs use EPROM technology instead of the NAND technology. The EPROM technology has several differences when compared with the NAND technology. EPROM technology is expensive than the NAND technology. EPROM uses NOR chips while NAND uses NAND chips. EPROM technology is faster than NAND technology. Well, these are the major differences between these two types of technologies. Moreover, SSD has several advantages over HDD. The SSD is more reliable, contains no moving parts, light in weight, faster, consumes less power, and runs much cooler than the HDD. Well, all these information provides a thorough understanding about the secondary memory. Now let us go through the last, but not the least component, which is the offline storage. Offline storage is present in several storage devices. Let us now go through each one of them. The first one of these devices are the CD or DVD drives. The CD and the DVD are optical storage devices. A red laser is used to read and write data in the surface of these types of disks. Both these systems use a single spiral track. Data is stored in pits and bumps on the spiral track. DVD use dual layering, which increases storage capacity. The next device is the DVD RAM. The DVD RAM use concentric tracks instead of spiral tracks. The use of concentric tracks allows simultaneous read and write operations to take place. The Blu-ray disc is the next device. This disc uses a blue laser to carry out read and write operations. It contains smaller pits and bumps, and automatically comes along with a secure encryption system. Well, this is a general idea about this drive. The next device is the USB flash memory. These devices are portable devices that use solid-state technology. Dongles and memory cards are some examples under this topic. The last device is the removable hard disk drive. This device is a backup device that is similar to the hard disk drive. Well, this is a simple understanding about this drive. So, we have finally come to the end of this chapter. We were able to cover all the topics under this chapter within a short time frame. If you need to download notes for this subject and many more others, make sure to check out our website. The link is there down below. Well, that's it for this video, and as always, stay tuned and enjoy your presence in this intellectual zone.